5 things you can do during pregnancy for a smarter baby. Hey mama, I know you're here because you want to give your baby all of the advantages. And today I'm going to share 5 simple actions that you can take during pregnancy to support and boost your baby's brain development. Now, just in case we haven't met, I'm Marie, and I am all about sharing tips for a happier and healthier pregnancy. So let's get started. Number 1, eat brain-boosting foods. Now, first up, so let's start talking about nutrition. Now, not surprisingly, what you eat plays a really crucial role in your baby's brain development. So, what are the best foods for baby's brain development? Well, it's healthy fats plus a rich variety of fruits and vegetables. Incorporating foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon and walnuts, plus all the antioxidants that you can find in berries and leafy greens, that's what we're talking about. These nutrients are essential for building your baby's brain cells and protecting those brain cells from damage. So I finished recording and then realized that I really needed to go deeper for you on healthy fats because there is literally a butt ton of misinformation about this topic. So let's talk what actually are healthy fats. Because you may have heard that, fat is bad for pregnant moms. And the truth is, it depends. It depends on the kind of fat. Highly processed omega-6, liquid plant oils do bad things in the body. And they're super common in processed foods and in a bunch of cooking oils. Sometimes we call them vegetable oil, which gives the impression that they are healthy because vegetables are really good for us. But vegetable oils are not. We are talking about oils like soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed, and here is a list of the most common vegetable oils to avoid so that you can screenshot. And because they're so high in omegas, they spike inflammation in the body, and they're associated with excessive weight gain in pregnancy and higher blood sugar levels, and worse outcomes for babies. Omega-6 are also linked to abnormal fetal brain development and, get this, anxiety later in baby's life when moms consume high levels of omega-6s during their pregnancy. I know, right? Shocking. So what are healthy fats? Healthy fats include plant oils that have little processing, are more balanced, and have high levels of omega-3s. So some healthy fat examples are coconut oil, walnut oil, olive oil, and animal fat. And yes, you heard me right. Cream, butter, beef tallow, chicken skin, and lard are far better for you and your baby than any kind of vegetable oil. And I know that's probably running counter to what you've been told, but this is what the emerging nutritional science has been showing us for the past 5 years. And if you are cooking with fat, butter, beef tallow, lard, and coconut oil are the oils most able to take the high heat without producing harmful compounds. And now I fully acknowledge that it can be scary to embrace fat when you've been told your whole life to avoid it. So below, I've linked a few of the clinical studies as well as my favorite, well-researched, go-to book on prenatal nutrition in case you want to go deeper. So why do healthy fats matter so much? Because they contain some of the key nutrients necessary to build your baby's brain. Researchers at Harvard studying DHA supplementation, which is a type of omega-3, found that if you increase your DHA fatty acids by 1 gram per day, it would increase your baby's IQ by 1.3 points on average. Now, it's not a big increase, but that's still a gain. And the benefits for baby's brain work best when the high levels of omega-3s are paired with low levels of omega-6, because omega-6 actually blocks the synthesis of omega-3. In plain language, if you're taking an omega-3 supplement, but your diet is still really high in omega-6s, it won't do much. Ancestral diets tended to have a 1-to-1 ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. Currently, we see ratios now as high as 30 omega-6s to 1 omega-3. And that's why this is such an issue. And it's believed that this is the reason why infants of women with high omega-6 to 3 ratios in their diet, these women are twice as likely to have babies who experience developmental delays. Now, we do need those omega-3s from plants, but that's not all. We need an animal source. And the best place for that is fish. In the Harvard study, they looked at 1 gram of omega-3s. So what is 1 gram? It works out to 1 serving of fish per day, which is probably more than most of us eat. Plus, with fish, we need to be aware of mercury. And mercury does the opposite thing. It lowers brain development. It lowers IQ. So what is a pregnant gal to do? Eat fish that are high in omega-3s and low in mercury. This chart is really going to help you out. Take a screenshot. The chart maps out where fish fall in the mercury versus DHA debate. The fish in the top right quadrant are the best. They're high in DHA or omega-3s, but low in mercury. Fish like herring, sardines, and salmon. Eating a can of sardines a few times a week will have a big impact on your omega-3 intake, but virtually no effect on mercury levels. And if you're not going to eat fish every day, consider a supplement made from small, oily, low mercury fish like herring. Below the video, you'll find a link to the high quality brand that I recommend. When you consider that your baby's brain is 60% fat and that it's being formed from scratch during pregnancy, it makes this all so important. And it's actually not just the omega-3s. Healthy fats provide cholesterol, and yes, there is a good kind that you and your baby needs, choline, and a whole bunch of fat-soluble nutrients that need fat in order to be absorbed in your body. Wait, what's choline? You may have never heard of it because until fairly recently, the 1990s, we didn't know how important it is. Turns out it's an essential nutrient and it's critical to baby's health. Choline intake directly affects your baby's brain development with effects on memory and learning that can impact them even into their life as adults. And that's based on research. What's worse is that 94% of women aren't consuming enough choline based on the data we have so far. So how do you get more choline? Eggs, it's in the yolks, and organ meat like liver. They are the richest sources, but I will leave a complete list with all the amounts and what you need down below. Now, on to other nutrients. To maximize your nutrition, you want to aim for like a huge variety each week. Now, all of us have the tendency, me included, to eat the same 10 to 15 items of produce every week. You know, bananas, apples, lettuce, tomatoes, the common ones. I challenge you this week to track the total number of different types of produce that you eat and aim to get to 30. I'll warn you, it's a challenge. Getting to 20 isn't too bad, but getting all the way up to 30 requires you to be really intentional with it. And eating this many fruits and vegetables and this number of variety is going to give you tons of antioxidants, a ton of different minerals and nutrients, all these small nutrients that your body is going to put together to really support both you and baby. After all, you are creating this baby's body from scratch, and it's all dependent on what you eat. Number 2, stay physically active. Staying active during pregnancy is not only good for you, but also for your baby's brain development. Moderate exercise, things like walking, swimming, prenatal yoga, all of those increase blood flow to baby, providing more oxygen and nutrients. Plus, exercise releases feel-good endorphins, and that helps reduce stress. And reducing stress is super beneficial for your baby's brain. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that when we look at number 5. Now, my encouragement here is for you to move your body every day while respecting its limits. And I think that can be one of the really tricky parts of pregnancy, to realize that your capacity has changed. In my normal life, I can walk forever. But when I was pregnant, I decided to walk from downtown to my home, which really wasn't that far. And on any normal day, I totally would have been able to do it. But I got halfway home and everything just started cramping up on me. I had to sit down on a bench and my body was literally like screaming at me to stop. I could not go another step. I had to call my husband to come and get me. And that made me feel so weak and just sucky overall. And it was like super hard on me psychologically because I was used to feeling really fit and strong in my body. But for my own sanity, I had to change my expectations for what my body could do. And in the end, pregnancy made me much gentler with myself, and it made me listen to my body more. So my encouragement for you here is to listen to your body when it's whispering or just talking to you. Please don't wait until it's screaming at you. And to play with the right amount of movement and the right kind of movement. Because no movement will make you sore and grouchy. But just like in my story, like too much movement will also make you sore and grouchy. So you gotta find the sweet spot. Now, my favorite movement for pregnancy is hands down prenatal yoga. Because with yoga, you're really encouraged to move with a lot of awareness. And it's a great way to stay active while at the same time respecting your body's changing needs. Plus, if you're doing yoga with other pregnant mamas in your local area, it's so good for building community and meeting new potential mom friends. But for times when you just can't get to an in-person class, I invite you to check out my prenatal yoga playlist and just come join me on the mat anytime you need. I'll post it right up there. Okay, number 3, conversations and reading out loud. This is all about talking to your baby, and reading out loud can actually significantly enhance their brain development. Even if it feels a bit awkward and weird, just go for it. Your baby can't understand the words yet, but the rhythm and the melody of your voice stimulate their auditory senses and promote early language development. So researchers from the University of Washington found that babies are so busy absorbing language while they're still in the womb that by birth, a newborn can differentiate between their mother's tongue and other foreign languages. And a team of medical anthropologists from the University of Würzburg in Germany observed that newborns cried with distinctive intonation patterns that were characteristic of their parents' native language. So, we know that your baby is listening, and especially during that last trimester, babies are tuning into what you say, and the conversations are helping their language development even before they're born. So your actionable step? Pick up your favorite children's book and start reading it to your little ones. Little ones, only if you have twins. Otherwise, just little one. And I know, like I said, it may feel strange, but studies show that infants will stop and listen to a story that they have heard prenatally after they are born. All right. Number 4, get enough rest. Growing a human being from scratch takes a lot of energy, and your body needs that rest to recover and reset. Now, you might have already noticed that you need more sleep than before, so give yourself permission to go to bed earlier or sleep in later. Getting enough sleep is vital for your baby's brain development. During sleep, and those all-important rest periods that happen throughout the day, that's when your body regenerates and repairs itself. And that is essential for a healthy pregnancy and a smart baby. Aim for 8 to 9 or even 10 hours of sleep per night. And throughout the day, about every 90 minutes or so, take a short rest period. Do you know about your ultradian rhythm? It is literally the best kept secret to successfully managing energy during pregnancy. So click here to watch this video where I share all the energy boosting details. Now, the big takeaway here is that you and your baby are an interconnected system. So a well-rested mom means a well-rested baby, ready to grow and develop. So your actionable step here is to create a calming bedtime routine to ensure you get the rest you need. Try this 7-minute prenatal yoga stretching routine that I created to help ease those sore hips for a better night's sleep. Okay, number 5, practice relaxation to reduce stress. Chronic stress can negatively impact your baby's brain development. Especially in the last trimester, your body is constantly sending signals to baby about what the outside world is like. And high levels of stress in mom indicates to baby that the outside world is dangerous. And it encourages the development of a stronger fight or flight response, correlated with increased anxiety throughout that child's lifetime. Conversely, when you feel relaxed, it lets the baby know that the world is a good place. In response, other areas of the brain are stimulated to develop. It's like in every pregnancy, the DNA is asking, do we have to defend ourselves again? Or can we go for more intelligence? When you relax, that turns on the genes that lead to improved developmental outcomes. Relaxation techniques like mindfulness and meditation can reduce stress hormone levels, and that leads to changes in the DNA, turning on the genes that promote a more favorable environment in the womb, which supports optimal brain development for your baby. Here's what the research tells us. Children born to moms who practice relaxation techniques during pregnancy are less likely to develop anxiety, depression, and other stress-related disorders. And these children may exhibit better cognitive development and higher IQ scores due to the supportive intrauterine environment created by your relaxation. So it's really important to find ways to relax and manage stress, whether it's meditation, journaling, prenatal massage, strong social connections, deep breathing exercises. There are so many ways, but keeping stress levels low really helps to create the optimal environment for baby's growth. So here's your actionable step. Take a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness and deep breathing. To help make this super duper easy, I've created a special gift for you. Mellow Mornings for Pregnancy. It's a 5-minute self-care practice to start your day feeling calm and centered. Plus, it includes a special download bonus full of ways to connect with your baby prenatally and deepen your bond. Oh, and because I just want to support you so much, I also created tons of prenatal meditations for you. You can find them all on YouTube, totally accessible, totally free. Just click here and you can access my entire pregnancy meditation playlist. You'll find meditations for reducing anxiety, relaxing deeply, easing emotions, bonding with baby, and so much more. And there you have it. 5 simple and effective ways to boost your baby's brain development during your pregnancy. Remember, a healthy mom and a happy mom means a healthy and happy baby. And yes, I know sometimes it's tricky to feel happy when you have all of these emotions and all of these hormones making everything all crazy. So here's what I invite you to do next. Watch this video where I share 5 strategies for emotional balance when you're feeling all over the map. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.